Let's take a few minutes to provide an overview of the state-related material on the Bloomberg BNA Tax and Accounting Center. Again, similar three-column approach that we've been working with our federal tab. In the center of the screen, expert analysis, including portfolios as well as navigators. Practice tools down the left-hand side of the page. State primary source information in the center bottom. And then all of the related news and commentary dedicated to state tax along the right-hand portion of the state tab. The state tax portfolios take a very similar approach to our U.S. income portfolios in that they are topically oriented. You will notice by scrolling the list of state portfolios, all by title and transaction. For some areas like credits and incentives, the portfolio title will actually signify which states are being covered. And as we scroll down the list of state tax portfolios, you will notice that for a number of states, not all, we have dedicated portfolios that provide a to Z overview of that jurisdiction and how they deal with a specific type of tax. For example, the first one in the list is going to take a very detailed approach at providing analysis, information, examples, etc. on California personal income tax. There is also sales and use tax portfolios to access. Again, a majority of these are going to be topically oriented. And we do have for California, Illinois, and New York a dedicated sales and use tax portfolio. In addition to the portfolios, we also provide state-specific tools that state practitioners can access. And those tools, for the most part, are going to be our state tax navigators, as well as the state tax chart builders. For those customers that you are talking to that have maybe a current RIA or CCH subscription and have access to their various state reporters, the navigators are going to be a must-show for those prospects, as well as the chart building tools that both RIA and CCH provide as well. The navigators are more of a table of contents menu approach, very similar to the portfolio outlines that we reviewed earlier, but in this case, our end users have the capability to pick and choose the states and the type of issues related to, in this case, corporate income, that they can review Bloomberg BNA written analysis. Once inside a section of our corporate income tax navigator for California, the end users have the capability to review the analysis, link back into supportive state primary source information, statutes, regs, state cases, and just very simply scroll down the screen to review all of the different pieces of information in Chapter 6, which is related to allocation and apportionment within the California Corporate Income Tax Navigator. Now, a nice feature that we added to our navigator allows the end users the ability to, when starting out with a very narrow approach of looking at one state and one topic, the compare state option with one click allows them to review down the left-hand side of the chart all 50 states. The right-hand column of this chart has that one topic we were looking at in the navigator, and then all of the analysis that Bloomberg BNA is providing for that topic, for that jurisdiction, including access into primary source information, can be reviewed in the compare state chart. The compare state feature is something absolutely you're going to want to show to a customer that likes the layout of the navigator, that uses the reporters from RIA and CCH to show them how easy it is to start narrow and then get a quick look at how all 50 states might handle that issue. In addition to the navigators, we also offer our state tax practitioners the ability to create charts specific to, as you can see from the menu, various types of taxes. If we open up the corporate income tax chart builder, it's a very simple process of selecting states, reviewing the list of high-level categories that we provide access to, and even expanding all of these areas to get a more detailed look at the topics we allow our end users to include in any given chart they create. And one of the benefits of our chart building product is the amount of information that we are able to provide in our output. It's not just a simple yes/no answer we're providing that might require additional research to take place. We're giving our end users detailed information analysis. We are providing some depth for those topics that lend itself to that approach. And as you can see, access to supportive primary source information, and also the ability at the bottom of each state and each topic to drill into the exact chapter of a state navigator where that topic and maybe other related topics are being discussed. Other practice tools that we provide access to include a dedicated IRC conformity chart builder, which allows practitioners to get a quick sense of whether or not a specific jurisdiction conforms to the federal code section. And we allow at this point our end user to select from over 300 code sections within this newly created IRC conformity chart builder. For those customers that are interested in or do a lot of research specific to Nexus, in addition to the coverage that we provide in our portfolios, navigators, and chart builders, we also have a dedicated Nexus tool that takes more of a step-by-step approach in helping practitioners figure out if Nexus has been created for a given state and a specific type of scenario. So you'll notice if I select California, I'm going to select a category here, save changes. The output of the evaluator tool is a Microsoft Word formatted document that provides our end users with a great starting point, a great collection of information of primary source as well as analysis to help them determine, in this example of California, which activities, all based on the answers to the questions in the prior screen that they have filled out, which of those activities would create Nexus in California, with supportive links into primary source information, statutes, regs, cases, as well as the Bloomberg BNA State Tax Department survey we've been doing for 14 years now. We use a lot of the information provided from state tax revenue departments within the footnote or footnotes of the output. We're also going to provide the areas that would not create Nexus, again, based on the answers to the questions that were provided. And the end result, we are able to provide an opinion of whether or not we feel Nexus has been created in those specific scenarios, again, based on the answers to the questions and our review of all of the primary source information from the State Tax Department survey, as well as research that the Council on State Taxation has done for a given state in a specific area. All of that information is reviewed, and we are able to offer our opinion of whether or not Nexus has been created for that given scenario. Other areas of our state product, in addition to analysis, practice tools, access to primary source down the center of the screen, including an archive of statutes and regs which date back to 2005 for each jurisdiction, is going to be the news and commentary section. The detailed publication that provides in-depth articles, whether they are topic-oriented or state-oriented, are going to be found in the weekly state tax report. Access to BNA Insights, which again are practitioner-written pieces, almost serving as a peer-to-peer type forum, can be accessed on the weekly state report homepage. Ability to look at archived editions of the weekly state tax report, very similar to the daily tax report that we reviewed earlier, is available. And the ability to sign up for email updates with this publication is also present. For a more day-to-day type news tracking tool, we recently created what we call our State Tax Developments Tracker. The tracker is collecting newsworthy items on a state-by-state level every day, and the format of these developments is very straightforward. We have a headline, we have a type of tax that's being impacted, we provide a brief summary of the actual development, we allow end users to access the actual source document of that development, and because of the way that we've structured or organized these newsworthy items, we're also able to link end users into relevant analysis in our various navigators that are combined with the actual newsworthy item. We also offer down the left-hand side of the page a number of different filters that allow practitioners to have a more narrow approach to the information they're interested in. They can conduct keyword searches at the headline or summary level. They can choose specific states that they're interested in, type of developments, type of tax, and get a more manageable list of developments that they can now review that are associated with those areas, those filters that they've selected. And again, the state tax development tracker can also be set up for email delivery, and we even allow our end users to customize this tracker tool by selecting specific jurisdictions as well as topics. So when a development that we've captured matches the selections that the end user has made here, that would simply trigger an email being sent to their inbox. As far as search is concerned within our state tab, we've created something that's called My States, which is located at the top center of the state tab, and it allows practitioners to bring the more difficult jurisdictions, maybe they have states that they're working on specific projects for. They can choose to have those states listed on the state homepage each time that they access this tab. And the benefits here are twofold. First, simply by clicking on the state name, this gives the end user a good idea of all the different pieces of information Bloomberg B&A can provide, whether it's portfolios, navigators, a recent list of developments from our tracker that we can show, and then all of the primary source information is provided in this one consolidated view. The other benefit is allowing end users to do keyword searches that are specific to that individual state, and the easy ability to figure out where across our product in our different areas those matching hits can be found. So at this point, we can drill into the corporate income tax navigator and figure out where that keyword of allocation can be found, and even use this right arrow go to hit to walk us through all the matching areas or where that keyword is located. And keep in mind, end users can also search across what we call My States, which is simply the 3 states that are listed at the moment on screen. And they also have the ability to search across all states that they have access to.